Good morning, and thank you for joining Webgility's product tour of Unify this morning. Your presenter today is myself, Allegra Mitchell, and I'm the lead of the Tech Touch team at Webgility. I've actually been with the company for a very long time, and I've seen our products mature and grow, and it's great to speak in front of you today and show you around the Unify product. So here's our agenda for the day. I will introduce you to what Unify does and how it will help your business. We will have a few polling questions, and then we'll go right into the product tour and explore several areas that are important and relevant to your business. Then we'll go into our Q&A portion. And note, if you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to submit them in the questions area of your Zoom interface. All of our questions will be addressed during our Q&A time. And I'll also tell you how to contact our business advisors if you need a more detailed or personalized demo of the product. So let's get going. So who are we? Webgility, we're headquartered in San Francisco, California, with a development and support center in Indore, India. Our product serves thousands of small to medium-sized business customers worldwide, and we have been certified with Intuit since 2007. We're also partnered with top e-commerce platforms, shipping providers, and hosted QuickBooks providers as well. And we also have hundreds of web developers, designers, QuickBooks Pro advisors promoting our Webgility solutions. And one of those solutions I'm going to talk about today is Unify. What does Unify do? Unify is the #1 back office application for small to medium-sized businesses, and we work seamlessly with over 100 integrations. And it's really about reducing the effort and inefficiencies, redundancies for our sellers and merchants by automating all of this busy work and improving workflows. And once we do that, we can deliver these business insights that you're going to need every morning. Let's really talk about an integration. I always get this question a lot. So Unify integrates with a multitude of online shopping carts, and you can see this from the image on your screen right now. This is kind of the connection points or the mini connection points that Unify has. We refer to these integrations as sales channels. So here are a few examples of some popular sales channels that Unify integrates with. Unify also integrates with marketplaces, which we also call sales channels. Here are also some popular marketplaces you may be very familiar with that Unify connects to as well. Most importantly, Unify integrates with accounting systems to get all of the sales channels data, orders, customers, and items into the accounting system. And Unify integrates with all US versions of QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks Desktop, and Xero. Unify also connects with shipping providers and inventory partner integrations as well. And when Unify connects with our shipping partners, we're able to draw in or download the shipping costs for all the orders from the sales channels. And for our inventory partners, Unify is able to sync inventory and download purchase orders created in Bhana or Vault and sync those into the accounting system as well. So what else does Unify do? As I mentioned before, Unify reduces the effort and inefficiency for sellers by automating their busy work. So this is a nice kind of shot of just kind of a nice little workflow, and that Unify can help improve. And again, we deliver those business insights that sellers need every morning. Now we're actually going to go to a few polling questions we have so I can know a little bit more about what you've got here. So I'm going to start the poll, and one of our first polls here is, what accounting system are you using? So I'm going to launch the poll now, and I'll give you a moment to respond to this question here. All right, seeing a lot of responses. All right, I'll leave the poll open for just a few more seconds. I'll be closing it in 2 seconds and closing the poll now. So thank you for your responses. I see a lot of you are using QuickBooks Desktop, and also a lot of you are using QuickBooks Online, and we have a few people using Excel. For the folks that are using Excel, I really would love for you to listen to, these are the kind of efficiencies that our product can improve and get you out of Excel and into QuickBooks Online or Xero, and really start integrating that and giving you your insights into your business within the accounting. So now we're going to move to our second poll. And our second poll question here is what's your average order volume? This is a really important question because you really should know what your volume is, and so here's some polling questions. I'll let you go ahead and answer that. And this is monthly sales volume, average. You can even count in a little bit of your busy season here, but it's really good to know where you're at. All right. Ooh, a lot of activity here. All right, I'll keep it open for a few more seconds. All righty, thank you. So I see a lot of you are doing between 100 and 500. I see a few folks that are between 500 and 1,000, and then we've got our 1,000 to 3,000 plus. So it's a really good mix of people and a really good mix of volume for all of your sales channels. So all of the information will be very pertinent to you, especially in this busy season and continued busy season as you ramp up. So moving on. So if you have any questions for us, you can submit those questions into the Zoom area for the questions, and we'll again take questions at our Q&A time. So now let's actually get into the product and show you around the software. So here is Unify. And the reason why I started you at the connections area is because I wanted to show you all of these systems that Unify can connect to. So as you can see, Unify connects to accounting platforms. I'm connected to QuickBooks Online right now. And again, Unify connects to all US versions of QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks Desktop, and Xero. And here are the sales channels and marketplaces. So here are all of the sales channels and marketplaces Unify currently integrates with. So it's quite a few. And for the payment processors, so for payment processors, we capture the payment processor costs associated with online order fees. So here are the ones we connect to. And for the shipping, I mentioned before, we can connect to Shipping Easy and ShipStation to capture the shipping costs associated with shipping orders through your sales channels. So that's a little bit about the connection points here. And Unify makes it very easy, as you can see, to connect your sales channels, accounting systems, payments, and shipping partners that we integrate with. And we have a flow specifically to help you accomplish that. So now after you have everything connected, we can move over to our settings area. And within the settings area, it allows you to configure Unify to match your current accounting and operational practices. And you can create different settings for each sales channel or payment method across your business. Now, the accounting settings, this is where you would set up transactions, how items are matched or identified, how your customers are matched and identified, and how you want Unify to create those within your accounting system. We can also handle and set up how refunds are handled and taxes. And in the item creation settings area here, it goes more into depth and into item identification, item matching, and how to handle the creation of products that are missing in the accounting system. And this great automation area, this is where you set up how the consolidation and automation either by hour or by day, most commonly, for sales, refunds, and marketplace fees. So now that I've taken you through the settings, we're going to go right to the dashboard and the home screen and show you around. So this is the Unified dashboard. At the beginning of the day or in the morning when you want to get your business insights, this is what you will be greeted to. So this is our home page. So this Unify home view gives you a snapshot of your business showing yesterday's sales velocity and a breakdown of sales per channel and the status of the accounting sync. So I only have one channel here is my Shopify store, and I had 6 transactions and they're all posted to QuickBooks. So and I could actually go day by day if I wanted to see kind of a history of that posting here within the dashboard. So a lot of really good actionable information from this dashboard. Now I'm going to go over to the sales area. So this is the sales screen, and this screen shows all the orders in real time from across all of your different channels. So as you can see, I'm showing all right here. You can filter by store. If you have multiple stores here, you can filter by order status, order number. You can search here by date. These columns here are clickable and sortable. You can sort by revenue and sync status, or I mentioned before, you can search for a specific order using our search bar. And also from this page, you can manually sync or refresh, ignore, delete. Here's some actions here, or restore any of your orders. You can even undo a previously synced order, pulling it out of your accounting system in case you make a mistake. So there's always an opportunity to make sure and ensure that you're getting the right information from your sales channel into your accounting system. So now we're going to move over to the refunds area. This section is similar to the sales or the orders tab, but it displays only the refunds from your carts and your marketplaces. These will also automatically sync as well and can also be manually synced within this area as well. The next area I'm going to move to are the items. So as you can see, we have kind of two areas for items. This first items area shows how Unify sees the items in context of your sales channel as well as within QuickBooks. So I'm actually looking at the sales channel view, and as you can see, I can see SKU, my product name, quantity, price, and item status. And if an item is missing from your accounting system, Unify can easily either create that or map that with an existing product, or it can hide that if you're no longer selling that. And here's also the view of the QuickBooks. So Unify sees your inventory in context of what is in the sales channel, and it's always trying to relate that to what is in QuickBooks, which brings me to my next area, which is the out of sync area. So this section in the out of sync tab, this section highlights any out-of-sync items so you can easily make a correction. Now, when we talk about things that are out of sync, we're talking about either the price or the quantity in either the store or QuickBooks, and they don't match each other. So this is a really good way. I have a lot of clients that are very concerned with overselling, and really their main focus is inventory synchronization. This is where you would do that. So since Unify displays, you can see the item SKU and the price and the quantity across all of your systems, this is a really great way to really feel like you have some control over that, and you can do this real time. You can do this through automation, and this is a really great area to ensure that you're not overselling, and also your inventory matches across all of your sales channels. So the next area I'm going to bring you to are the analytics. So this is this analytics area. This page displays in-depth data to give you more of a cross-channel visibility into your finances, inventory, and customers. So as you can see, Unify breaks down the total sales revenue. Here's the revenue. You've got the total order volume, sales tax, and shipping revenue collected. It also identifies your best-selling SKUs here in your trending products. I particularly really like this area. And it also identifies your best-selling SKUs across all of your channels. So this is really about unifying the data from multiple sales channels and bringing that all into one place. So you might be in your process kind of getting this type of information from all of your different sales channels, kind of going one by one, trying to get that insight as to what's selling, who's purchasing. So this is a really good analytical tool to help you do that in a more concise way. So next, Unify shows you, and also this is, I find that the trending products are really good for, if you're running, a campaign or starting a new channel, or monitoring your volume during your busy season. It's really good also to see that impact across all of your sales channels that Unify is connected to. Next, Unify shows you maps of where your orders are being shipped. This is always nice. And where your revenue is coming from. So you've got this sales by region here. This data gives you a great insight into which markets present the best opportunity to grow your business and minimize your fulfillment and shipping costs. Unify also tells you your most valuable customers and what your customer retention rate is. Here's this returning versus new customer chart here. So you can actually see the results of your marketing efforts or any campaigns or any high volume or peak season. So you can really get some insights as to who's buying and how many new customers and how many returning customers you have to your site. And finally, Unify gives you some insight as to what SKUs you're running out of quantity, and what SKUs are contributing to most of your profit margins. So, these are a lot of things to consider about this the analytics and how it's giving you this insight. And this is really locking into what we say about how Unify can give you those insights, really at the beginning of the day. So it's a really great tool. I have a lot of clients that really enjoy the analytics, and once they see the data flowing into their accounting system, it really becomes nice and actionable and value added. So we are at our question and answer time, and I know we've got a lot of attendees here and a lot of questions. So I've got a first question. This is a very good question. Can you explain how does cost of goods sold get updated? Very, very great question. So that brings me back to the settings area when I was showing you the transaction area. Within the transactions, that's really where the cost of goods sold is particularly triggered. So when you're creating a transaction, most commonly a sales receipt, you're able to not only say, okay, this is the account that it goes to, you're also able to say, okay, for the inventory that it's creating, if it's creating an inventory product or a non-inventory product, if you're talking about cost of goods sold, this is likely going to be an inventory product. So within the item matching area and how Unify either creates products within the accounting system, you're able to direct that particular product to a cost of goods sold or COGS account for that. So great question. Any other questions here? Also a good question. Can you integrate with, I believe that was FedEx or UPS? Let's just talk about shipping in general. FedEx, UPS, Stamps.com, and Disha. Those are actually, Unify doesn't natively integrate with those. However, through our wonderful shipping partners, ShipStation and Shipping Easy, they integrate with those particular shipping providers. So you'll be able to either utilize those particular tools, they're one or the other, for your shipping, and when that is connected to, when either ShipStation or Shipping Easy is connected to Unify, we'll be able to see that cost, the shipping cost. So how much does it cost you as a merchant after you get those rates, accept those rates, create the postage, how much is it costing you as the merchant to ship out that order? So great question. Question, can you connect to PayPal and Stripe simultaneously? Yes, you can have multiple connection points, especially within the payment processors. But let's remember about the payment processors. It's Unify sees the fees associated with the orders coming in through the sales channels. So if you're, sending money through PayPal or trying to do that, Unify isn't going to see those things. It's really going to see what is actionable in the context of your sales coming in from your various sales channel. Great question. Let's see. We've got another one here. So this is, we're kind of dipping into the complexities here. If we have two warehouses, one in California and one in Florida, how are products tracked into two warehouses? This is a really great question. And this is also alluding to our inventory partners that we integrate with, SKU Vault and SKU Bhana. I know both of those integrations are able to track inventory in different locations, and Unify is able to see the products in the different locations in the different warehouses, and it's able to synchronize, say, the total quantity of all of that inventory in each warehouse into QuickBooks. So it's really about kind of the total quantity contained and updating that into QuickBooks to to make sure you know how much total on hand you have. But you really be able to get into that deep insight into those actual inventory providers. And again, those are SKU Bhana and SKU Vault. So you may want to look at those type of products to kind of give you that insight into your warehouses. And of course, you can connect those up to Unify. Great question. Another question, can we sync individual sales order line items with the basic plan? So I think what this is asking is, can I sync individual orders and create individual sales receipts in the accounting system? Of course you can. And you can do that on any and all of our plans of Unify, including the basic plan. So great question. Another question. Whew, this is also, you're getting into the complexities. Great questions, everyone, by the way. The next question is, can you confirm that you can track all of the credit card fees and book them into QuickBooks and as a cost on each transaction? So this is kind of a two-part question. We may have to take a little bit of this offline. This may be a question that you want to ask one of your business advisors, but to really kind of hone in on what you're asking about, about the credit card fees and book them in QuickBooks as a cost on each transaction. Yes, that's really about, and that's referring to the different payment processors. So if you've got the payment processors that we do integrate with, which is, I believe, PayPal, Stripe, Shopify payments, and one other. Yes, Unify is able to kind of see those fees associated with the processing of the payment with that order. Another question, will Unify sync with Volusion? Yes. These are great questions, everyone. Let's see. Here's another one. Can you briefly show us the mapping process? Well, I would like to talk to you first about the mapping process and also allude to other webinars that we'll be doing that really kind of show this in depth. So really kind of the mapping process is a process of first understanding are the SKUs that you have in your online sales channel, do they match the SKUs or their corresponding twins, I like to call them, of those same products within your accounting system? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. When they don't, you don't want Unify to create that product again, which would be a duplicate. You really want to map it or attach it to an existing product or its corresponding twin that may have a different name in the accounting system than it is expressed within the sales channel. And that's really mapping in a nutshell, but we'll have some future webinars and some future videos that will actually go in that process in depth. So for the mapping, you can do this one by one. You can do this all in a group within the items area that I showed you. You can map products at the time you're posting to your accounting system, and you can even, if you have a lot of products, I would say, over 1,000 plus, you can even import those mappings into Unify to, make your work a lot faster and reduce those inefficiencies there. I've got another question here. Do you handle foreign currency conversion in the sale? This is a loaded question here, and that answer is no. Right now, US dollars, if you're using Canadian dollars, Unify doesn't handle the currency conversion, but I believe that if you're using, let's say, QuickBooks, when you set up your deposit to account, you can name the type of currency that is going to be locked into that, and you'll be able to post those sales into that specific deposit to account within your chart of accounts. There will be future videos and education sessions primarily targeting that particular use case and that particular question. So stay tuned for some more on that. Thank you again for your question. Another question here, will this integrate with Circle US shipping service? So that would be a question for one of our shipping partners, either Shipping Easy or ShipStation. So again, they're very responsive. I would say, ask them both and see which one is able to integrate that. But if whichever one is able to integrate with that, Unify will be able to get the orders and, of course, the shipping costs. Great question. Another question here. Is SKU Vault or SKU Bhana required for inventory sync, or can QuickBooks inventory database be used? Yes, of course. Great question. SKU Bhana and SKU Vault are inventory platforms, but connecting to those platforms, it's not a requirement for doing the sync. So great questions, everyone. We're in our last minute here, so I'm going to wrap it up. Great questions, everyone. Again, if you'd like to contact us or have any questions for us, again, a lot of great questions here, but you can also contact our sales advisors, as I mentioned before earlier in the presentation, for a more detailed demo or any of these other questions you're asking that I didn't have time to address. But you can go to our website and try our 15-day trial. It's extremely easy. And again, you can contact our sales team for a more detailed, personalized demo of anything you'd like to see. So thank you again for your time, and thank you for joining us for this webinar today, and have a great day.